What is the biggest challenge facing curation today? What's the biggest problem that curation platforms and curators need to overcome right now? Anyone? If there's anyone can jump in on this one. Volunteer.
I guess it's like, I mean, maybe like, I'm trying to kind of phrase this, getting around the noise. I mean, technically you can consider anybody a curator. I could follow you on Twitter and I could say you're curating everything for me. But you know, how does something get noticed and how does it become like big, like really big? Like how do you get 1 million people to read something or follow something? So it's kind of, I guess there's so much stuff out there, so many people curating stuff and aggregating stuff, like what is going to float to the top? I don't know how to really phrase that, but...
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think there are two sides to curation. A lot of people refer to curation as the magic solution that will solve information overload from a reader's point of view. Like, I read too much stuff, find me the stuff to read because I only have 5 minutes. And I think that's a very complex challenge, and I don't think we're solving that yet, to be honest. I think we're helping people solve the second problem of curation, which is the one you touched upon, which is when there's lots of noise, it's hard to listen, but it's also hard to speak. And so in the noise, how do I find my voice? And that's the second issue that we've been trying to focus on is, as I said at the beginning, to me curation is, you know, oh my God, I love that song, I want to share it with the world. And so it's an expression action. It's not, you know, we don't have users who are like, you know, serious about classifying links and everything or setting that for the future generations. We have people who want to express something and they want to be heard. And the idea that, you know, your profile on the web is a collection of tweets is, you know, not that appealing. It's hard to be defined by a collection of tweets. And being defined by a media that you create, which is a beautiful magazine, is what we felt we could bring to actually help people, you know, find our voice in that noise. So, and I think if we do that well, then we have an opportunity to work on the first problem, which is, you know, and I think we're going to be touching about that, is, you know, how do we solve this information overload thing, which is going to take a few more years before we take it. So I think right now we're helping people getting heard. The next challenge is, you know, how do we get people to really get the right content in a very short period of time?
What information overload? What really? Why is it becoming such a problem now? I mean, I hear about it constantly. Everybody talks about just like too much information, too much information. What happened over the last couple of years to make it such an issue, to make curation a much more important part of the conversation?
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, social media, right? I mean, that everybody's empowered now, that really the key thing about Twitter is that it lowers the barrier to publish. It's only 140 characters, and there you go, you've posted something online. I mean, having an iPhone that you can easily post a photo of, or a video now even, that's something simple to do. If you actually get 3G reception in San Francisco, that you can upload it. I mean, we're seeing exponentially more data. I mean, Eric Schmidt has touched upon this, how many petabytes of data are created each day. I think YouTube gets like 24 hours of video every second or minute, right? I mean, it's just, it's amazing, it's wonderful, right? We get voices on the ground from Egypt when there's protests there, from Libya, from, you know, when you see, you know, things happen like, I mean, what was the Obama town hall where all these people are having this communal conversation and all talking about things at the same time. And that's an amazing opportunity, but that's why also there's a tremendous problem of finding the meaning in the noise for that, yeah.
I think to add to that, it's also coming from the fact that social media is people-centric. And that's been a great engagement mechanism, you know, because people want to express themselves and want to talk about something from their point of view. But the fact that, you know, we're in a people-centric world, like, you know, Facebook, you receive content from your friends, that's people. Twitter, you follow people, that's again people. And blogs started as personal blogs, and that's again people. So, you know, the interest graph and the social graph are not the same. What matters to you is not what matters to the people you follow on Twitter. You have common, you know, overlap in your interest graphs, but you get information overload feeling because you don't have the right filters. Like, you know, there's Claire Shirky gave a great talk on that. You don't know how to filter out of your Twitter timeline what really matters to you outside of, you know, everything that was published by the people you follow. And that's why I think, you know, we need to move on to something which is more topic-centric, where, you know, we bring back topic in the social media equation, where you could actually filter on the stuff that really matters to you. Because I think information overload is not so much about you get too much stuff that you like, it's about you get too much stuff that you don't like. And if you could filter out, you know, the stuff that you don't like to really get the stuff you like, then I think, you know, that's a way to solve this feeling of information overload.
Yeah, I think information overload kind of has two parts. So like the content out there, and that's kind of like what everybody said on the panel. It's anybody can be a content producer, from tweets to blogging to videos to whatever. And then there's also the other side where now people can contact you in any form of medium. They can just tweet at you, anybody, randomly, in the public, and you're going to see that's going to come to you. They can email you, they can Facebook you, they can Google Plus you, on and on and on and on and on. So it's like too much stuff coming at me as well, which I don't think we're kind of doing, but a lot of people say like information overload when I get way too many emails and I can't even respond to them, and people declare email bankruptcy. That's also a form of information overload.
You brought up two different points that I wanted to talk about. First one, random tangent. What do you all think of Google Plus? Who's used Google Plus in here? Anyone think it's going to be? Actually, I'm curious. How many people like it? How many people don't like it? How many people wonder why you need another social network? What do you all think about it? Other than, you start since you raised your hand here.
Well, so I like the idea of circles. What I'm wondering about, and I like the user interface, I like a lot of things on Google+. What I'm wondering about is, historically I've been using LinkedIn for my professional contacts, Twitter for, you know, following people that were not my friends or my professional contacts. And it's kind of, you know, including them now. And Facebook for my friends. So I already have those three circles. Like, you know, friends, which are really, my friends on Facebook, they're really my friends. LinkedIn, those are people I met in real life. And Twitter, it's all the rest that I want to follow. And I'm wondering, you know, three circles like this that are already defined, you know, on those platforms. Do I need a fourth circle? And right now I'm trying to, you know, get the answer. But right now my you know, family circle in Google Plus is 0. I don't know about you, but I have like no family in Google Plus. I have a few friends, and you know, most of them are like, you know, people I follow on Twitter. So I'm kind of wondering whether I need that circle type of experience, or maybe it's just a better Twitter, and maybe it'll win this way.
Yeah, I think, again, the UI is cool to put people in circles, but, you know, I did it a few times and then I kind of gave up doing it. I mean, how to reorganize now all these hundreds of people who you had in various different, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, you know, those type of social networks, it just seems like a lot of work to do it. And very quickly, again, I see Google Plus being more noise. I mean, I think we saw this with Friend Feed. To me, it seemed really similar to Friend Feed, where, you know, just comments after comments after comments start stacking up and you just can't even follow the conversation anymore. It's interesting, you see tools like Facebook helping use your social graph to inform which comments you should read on certain posts. I mean, some mechanisms like that would be nice to have, and I haven't seen that Google Plus helps you filter through the noise in that way.
I think Google Plus will win because that little bar on top, that Gmail I'm on Gmail so for much longer than Facebook. Gmail has like what, like a billion something users? Much bigger than Facebook. That little damn notification bar is looking at me all the time. When it pops up red, I have to click it and I have to do something with it. That's why they're going to.
Yeah, that's true. That's a big tip.
It's on Google.
That's correct.
To minorly correct you, there are more Facebook users than Gmail users, so not that by that much, but there are definitely more Google users than Facebook users.
Yeah, Google plus Gmail plus.
Yeah, just Google, there are more Google users. That little black bar, you see that little red notification number, and you're like, I must click it.
You see it even when you search. You see it.
Yeah, but I don't know, I had the buzz thing right below my inbox for months and I never bothered to click on it. So, I mean, it still has to have some real user utility there.
Who's an avid Google Buzz user? Thought so. On the, let's see, where was the other one? The other question I had related to that was, and this is going to start with you, Chris. It's so like I've heard people like it's curation. Good curation takes time and energy. Like curating your friend circles in Google Plus takes time, which is why a lot of people think like, do I really want to take the time to like make friend lists, friend circles, that type of thing. So my question is, you said you have what, more than 100 people helping you curate without like, and you're not like giving them massive sums of money, anything like that. How do you motivate people to curate? How do you motivate people to curate? How do you motivate people to put in that work and that energy?
Yeah, so we're kind of more like a business line to network, so it's people like in the startup industry, it's like founders and hackers, investors, they're like they're the curators in all these different cities. The main value we give to the curators is the email actually comes out in their name. So like if you're signed up for like the New York City Digest, it comes out in Carter Cleveland's name, who runs a company called Artsy. So when your name is emailed out to 10,000 plus people once a week, people know who you are. And that's good, like for business-centric stuff, it's good because that helps you raise money, that helps you get employees, that helps you get deal flow, that helps you, there's a lot of really tangible benefits of people knowing who you are. So I don't know if that'll apply to all things, but at least for the business-centric side of it, it works.
Yeah, I think I was talking about this before with some people. I mean, I do think feedback is why every person does what they do. I mentioned this before. Why do you post a Facebook status update? You hope somebody likes it or comments on it. And that's really key to motivating people. I think they want to know that their voice is being heard, that what they say matters. And I mean, we kind of have a very basic things to do this now, where you can see how many views, stories that you create are getting. We'd like to do much more around this. We definitely have plans to increase that in the future, but just making things interactive, again, I mean, that's the magic of social media, the internet. It is interactive, it's two ways, and giving people that feeling that their voice is being heard.
So I think, the amount of time is relative to, the feedback or the outcome you're going to get. If I compare, what it took to actually create a good blog, so like, a media online by blogging, it's actually taking a lot more time than what it takes to actually do the same thing with curating. And which is the kind of opportunity we saw, saying, a lot of people would like to be bloggers, but they don't have the time or the inspiration or the talent to actually do it. Doesn't mean that curation takes zero time, but it takes much less time than writing, good blog posts every day. And the outcome of that is, actually what we found is that people were actually getting heard in the sense that they were getting visitors and people who saw their magazine a lot way faster than it takes to get, followers on Twitter. I'm kind of I work in social media. I've been in tech all my life, and my first months with Twitter were hard. I didn't know why people would follow me. I'm not a celebrity. I'm not a blogger. I was like, why would people follow me? And my first few months, it took me some time to get 100 followers. And what we found is that if we put people in a topic-centered way, and yes, if they spend the 10, 15, 20 minutes a day curating, then because they give meaning and they express themselves in a way which is instantly recognizable, that you can identify very quickly, then that's the outcome. They get their audience much quicker.
Well, you're a celebrity in our hearts.
Thank you.